And let's then go to this conversation now. There is a motion of no confidence brewing against the Speaker tomorrow in the Joburg Council, but I'm not going to spoil it and give you all the details. Dada Morero, the Joburg ANC Chairperson, is here to give us all the details. Thank you so much for your time this evening. What can we expect tomorrow?
Oh, thank you, and good evening to your viewers. Tomorrow the motion will be tabled against Vasco Da Gama, the Speaker of Council. The motion has been presented by the minority parties, and they've requested the full support of the ANC, which we have committed fully that we will support them on the motion tomorrow once it's tabled in Council. So from what they have indicated in the discussions earlier today, they are confident that the motion will succeed and will ensure, of course, by the time we leave Council, Vasco Da Gama has been removed as the Speaker of Council.
So the DA, though, says that this motion will fall flat and that opposition parties seeking this motion of no confidence in the Speaker have a hostile relationship with democracy. How do you respond to that?
Repeat your question?
So the DA says that this motion will fall flat, okay, and that these parties that are bringing this motion have a hostile relationship with democracy. How do you respond to that?
Well, it's unfortunate that the people who do not understand what democracy means will make such a statement. For example, the very Speaker of Council does not allow councillors to express their views in the chamber, suppresses them. It does not act in an impartial way so that to allow all councillors to participate. By the way, he's not the Speaker of the DA. He's been elected by council to serve council. So they can't come here and suggest that we oppose to democracy when in fact the two councils that collapsed under his watch was a result of him stifling democratic debate within the chamber. So the Democratic Alliance can't come and tell us that those parties are hostile to democratic practices. Secondly, he himself has done illegal things. For example, he has brought a secretary to council on a basis of secondment. When council had appointed a secretary to council to act between that period until September, and on June 1st he then brings somebody else without following proper procedure, without coming first to council to request to appoint a speaker. So he undermined the functions of council and the powers of council. So we can't accept their statement. It's wrong.
Is there a candidate you have in mind for Speaker?
Well, the parties have indicated that the discussions will only ensue or happen at the point where Da Gama has been removed. So possibly by next week we'll have those discussions.
So you're going in with no one in mind?
Yes, because we're not electing tomorrow, we're only removing. And the election of the Speaker will naturally even come from possibly the minority parties themselves, because this is their motion, and the ANC is there to give them full support to ensure the motion does succeed. We've got at least 91 seats as the ANC, so it's a big number. That of course, if you have that, you are likely to win the motion.
Let's talk about the EFF. Are they part of this?
Well, we do not know at this stage if they've been engaged by the parties, but today they did indicate that they'll try and engage other parties. So it's their space. Ours is there to support them. It would be nice if the EFF was to fully support the motion, but I suppose the small parties will engage with them. It's not our responsibility. Ours is just to support them on this motion.
And, you know, there are, of course, those who say that, like the DA says, despite the fact that you say that he's the Speaker of Council, but the DA is saying that this is going to fall flat, and they're still saying that for them, they will ensure that he returns as Speaker tomorrow, and he then continues with the work that he, you know, has been doing. How then do you move ahead should this not pass tomorrow and he still returns as the Speaker?
Remember, if the motion does not succeed, we're not raising it for, we're raising it to the public because we're raising the reasons why we are raising this thing. so that the public is aware of the behavior and conduct of the DA in council. So it's an important step to raise a motion, because it allows you to then engage with the communities and give reasons as to why you're raising a motion against the Speaker. And part of the reasons is the fact that he has also acted illegally in around February, instructing the finance department in the Speaker that he wanted to engage with service providers directly, something that is unheard of, because councillors were not allowed to engage with service providers. The arrogance that he has presented in meetings, trying to enforce an appointment of an illegal person. Currently, the city is actually paying for 3 people as secretaries to council, which it's a cost to the city. Calling a council meeting for one item and suddenly closes the meeting after he has procured all services like a normal council meeting, which actually costs the ratepayers of Johannesburg about 600,000. And we think we should keep quiet and not raise these issues, because the DA believes that we're hostile to democracy. They are the worst people in terms of understanding what democratic practices are, what they're doing in the cities, purging and firing staff for no apparent reasons. So
where does then that leave the mayor? Because there was that
the mayor's the report indicated that there was a technicality in terms of the submission, which should not have been a technicality. In fact, the Councillor of Action SA, who sits in the programming committee, actually misled the programming committee. Hence, even today, they are unable to prove that the matter is with the High Court. There's no matter in the High Court, and all what the motion was raising on Mayor Palazzi was the fact that she failed to disclose in council that she has a criminal case that was opened against her in 2020.
And there are some reports suggesting that she may not have been the central player, but I'm going to ask you a direct question then. Should at some point this motion against the mayor be put forward, right, and then it becomes successful, are you available to serve as mayor?
Well, it's a direct question. At current, currently, of course, I'm the front runner in terms of the candidates of the ANC, as I would have been interviewed in 2021 and came number 2, so certainly I'll be the front runner for the position. And if the ANC so make that decision that I should continue and take over the position of the executive mayor, I will gladly do so.
In 20 seconds, we're out of time. We watched what happened in Parliament today. The president of your party saying that he should be allowed to, you know, for the processes and all the probes when it comes to the Phala matter should be allowed to unfold. Are you happy as a member of the ANC and a leader in Johannesburg with how he has handled this particular matter?
Well, Parliament has its own processes, which are to a large extent far different from council processes. But in the ANC, we did receive a report that says the president will go through the integrity committee of the ANC. The president will subject himself to all processes, legally and otherwise, until the matter is concluded. So we'll await the final report. I don't think I should really enter that space at this current moment.
Dada Morero, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it this evening. If you can just wait a bit. That was Dada Morero, the ANC Johannesburg Chairperson.